Actually, Papa, that brings me to my next question.
Huh? What's it?
The question, the answer that I want to give you is grace, Atman, the grace, the Atman, the thing, the larger context in which we are all existing in our forms. But the question that I follow the chemical question with is that what we call Atman or grace,
Yeah.
Atman, grace.
Oh.
And in reading this question, please understand, I want you and everyone in this room to understand that these questions and the asking of these questions, I feel grace in your presence, Papa. And I'm not saying that I don't feel it or I'm denying it. I'm just trying to understand and remove the doubt between the freedom, okay? That this grace, it sounds to me like something, like a force that must encompass everything, even more than everything, beyond what lies larger than everything. But it also sounds to me like something I'm being asked to believe in, that's something I must have faith in. And the question is faith in the supreme force a prerequisite for freedom? Must we have faith in this force to awaken to freedom? Mm-hmm. Does what you are doing, what you are teaching, what you are giving us require faith?
The faith word is coined by the founders of the religions, first of all.
Yes.
Isn't it? The faith word, first was Christ, coined by, when you say the word faith, you must go back, if you belong to any religion, so and so founder has told us, different religions. So they tell you to follow someone of the past. When you speak the word faith, you must see that your mind goes to the past. Tell me any instance when there is a question of faith and it doesn't belong to past.
I can do that, Papa. I can do that. I can say that grace...
No, you are asking of faith first. I am replying faith.
Okay.
I am not touching Atman and grace yet.
The word faith is associated for me with religions and with dead religious leaders.
Yes, and this takes you to the past images only.
That's right.
Have faith in this God or that God, in this statue or the other statue. And I don't tell the children over here to have faith in anything of the past. I don't teach faith, I teach knowledge. Knowledge has got nothing to do with faith. Faith brings you to the past and knowledge to the instant presence. This is the difference between faith and knowledge. Coming to Atman and grace, there is no difference. Because when you use the word Atman, the mind does not hold any person, anything, any concept in the mind, nor the grace. When you utter the word grace, you can't think it is coming from such and such person, such and such image, such and such thing. That comes faith. I have already described. Grace is more than space, higher, subtler, supreme than even space. Where the space arises from, the question is, that is Atman, through whose grace the sun shines. The shine of the sun is that grace. Moon in the night, the hardness of the rock, softness of the flower, flow of the river, movement of the air, and wave of the ocean. What is this? That which moves the air not the movement, not the movement, that which moves the air, not the wave, that which arises the wave from the ocean, that.
That is the
That.
It's the ultimate mystery then, isn't it? It's the ultimate mystery.
Yeah, call it mystery, and that mysteriousness is called grace. No difference. You can call it mystery. Call it mystery. It is still a mystery, and mystery will remain always secrecy. Secrecy also. Secret. Mystery. So very sacred that you will not be able to tell me, because when I took you to that place, you could not tell me. Such sacred, such secret, if it was not a secret, surely you will tell me, because you know me. I will not deceive you. And you did not tell me what has happened during this instant. You didn't tell me. Why? It is so secret. Two cannot walk abreast. So much secret. Two cannot walk abreast. Not even one. Not the body, not the mind, not the senses, not even the intellect, not even the discretion. Not even the discretion. That is that. And this is mystery what you speak, and if it is not a secret, you can speak to me, because I am trying for the last 60 years. Please, I cannot solve this mystery, this secret I cannot know. I am old man, you are very young, you can please speak to me. I want to see face to face. I want to kiss him. I want to kiss her, because I have not seen this beauty anywhere on the face of this planet. Because I am in love with someone that beloved I have not seen, isn't it?
Wow. How did I get here? How did I end up sitting here at your feet like this? What kind of miracle is this that's put me in this spot right now?
You have called them. You have called them, everybody. It is your invitation.
Papaji, you recommended in yesterday's satsang that we don't read books about awakening, because it just creates the preconception and expectations of what awakening will feel like, what it will taste like, what it will be like. I agree with you. But what do you hope to convey then in an interview that will be published in the West?
When I don't recommend any book, because when you read a book of anybody, whether it belongs to any sage, saint, even a Buddha, I won't recommend you to read even any sutras, any sacred books. I don't recommend you, because what will happen when you will read a book, surely you will like something out of the book. A good book means a good book, book itself, sutra itself, Upanishad itself. Even Diamond Sutra, even Heart Sutra, Vajrachedika Sutra, whatever it is. Now what happens, you have read it. After having reading that, you liked it, no? And you have stored it in the memory, isn't it? Good thing, must have stored in the memory. And now what will happen? Now you sit for meditation, for freedom. And You want to be free. You want freedom. And this pre-planned thing that you have heard, this thing, will be your post experience that will come in front, and you will call, here is my experience, and you will forget that this was already stored in the memory, and whatever you get is the past experience, and this is not going to be the past anytime. This is a deception of the mind. Mind is going to teach you, deceive you, cheat you always. You see, don't depend on the mind. What the mind likes, you don't listen to him. You dislike, but the mind likes. What will happen? So this store of the memory means past. So this thing you are planning now in meditation, I have to arrive at this thing. It is written like this thing. So this is already your experience, your post-experience is pre-planned experience. And you are going to have it because whatever the mind thinks, it manifests, you see. Whatever you think, it manifests. You must have thought of the samsara and there is manifestation. This is your thought. This is your wish. That's why it is here. It looks so real because you have faith in this reality, that this is real, this samsara is real. And once you will experience reality is somewhere else, then you will reject it instantly. You will have a very new, very fresh experience, very new, each moment a new experience, you see. Not with the mind, with no mind. With no mind, all alone. That's called experience. I don't use the word experience again because all experience are planned from the past. It's not going to be an experience. It's going to be a very direct meeting. Very direct meeting. For the first time, you will meet someone when you will go to meet it after denuded your mind, after denuded all the concepts of the mind. In that dress you have to go, undress everything, nude, even denude yourself of the nudity also, understand? That much sacred is the chamber of this beloved. If you want to meet, go. Who stops you? Now itself. So simple. So simple. To dress up takes time. To undress, what is there?
Yesterday, you told the story about a guru who was so deeply engrossed in meditation that he didn't care for his sick son. Someone else came up and asked you about that. That also stuck in my craw. It brought up for me the issue of responsibility. And I want to ask you, is freedom also freedom from responsibility?
For this man who came here during the satsang again came to me at my place, and I told him this is the story of the saint and his wife and their son that I told you, and you don't relate to any one of these three. neither son nor wife nor husband. This is the story of a saint and his wife. You have to become either a saint or his wife, then you will know. Or at least his son. Then he kept quiet. I am satisfied, he says. Regarding responsibilities, responsibilities are there so long you have ego in the mind, that this belongs to me and that belongs to him. Then only responsibility arises, and then when you understand who is the father of this creation, before that, before your birth, this samsara, this creation, was already there. For millions of years it was there. Who looked after this? You are looking after your responsibilities, liabilities, just for 30 years. And after 70 years, you will not look after again. So your responsibilities and liabilities, the span of your duties is only 100 years, What about billions of years, you see? Billions of years responsibilities, who's taking, who's sharing? And even if you take a responsibility towards your family, towards your son, towards your wife, towards your society, towards your country, and towards all others, so you have to move your mind, our body, our intellect, isn't it?
Yes.
To fulfill these responsibilities, three things you need: good health, body, good mind, good intentions, compassion. You need. Where do you draw these things from? Energy to move the body, to help others physically. To move the mind, to send good compassion, good thing to others, mentally. Where do you draw this energy to act?
It's drawn from grace.
From grace, okay. If you know that I am drawing the energy from the grace, therefore, and then how come that it becomes your responsibility? Now this bulb is shining, now this light is there, and now this lamp says, it is my light. It's my light. If I like to shine, I will shine, and if I don't, it will be darkness. No. This light is not coming from here, not even in this bhavan. The reservoir is somewhere else, generator is somewhere else. So if this lamp says, I am bright, due to me you can see, it's mistaken. It doesn't know where does this current comes from, where the electricity comes from, and where the electricity is produced from. Even the electrical engineers I asked him, there was one electrical engineer of this place, chief engineer electricity. I said, what is electricity? Because if you break the wire through which this current is passing and gives us light, I don't see anything. I don't see anything if you cut the wire. He said, yet we do not know. Yet we do not know. And electricity is produced and it works, somehow it works and it generates electricity. But actually it comes from somewhere that still we do not know. It works, but before that, where we get this energy, power, that still we do not know. So we forget. When we forget, and we have tensions and sufferings and everything, and when you lay all these things before the Father, and when you were 5-year-old, up to 5-year-old, your father were looking after. Only when you grew old, and you felt that now I am quite enough, you don't care for your parents, okay, you work yourself, and parents also will not care. You do whatever you want. So like this, parent is happy. Parent is happy. You are working yourself, work. And if you can't work, if you are in trouble, go to him. He will say, he will kiss you. My dear son, come to me. I will look after you. So don't forget that this energy through which I am working belongs to Atman, grace, and you will have 200% more energy to work as you are doing now. You go back to your country and see. This is coming from grace. It is my good luck that I have seen this grace. I am working and I have given this opportunity to look after my children, my wife, my relations, my society, my country. Like that you will see a new life from here, because many people who are going from here, they are writing to me where this energy is coming from. We are busy already, but now we have taken more jobs, and we don't fatigue ourselves. We are very young now, and we are becoming as 30 years younger than what we came to Lucknow. That's what you also are.
Then I would be 8 years old. Good time for an awakening.
Yes, you are already young. Yes, otherwise it is too old. It's too old. It has to be got in childhood, youth. In old age, you see, again responsibilities. Children will trouble you, isn't it? Children will trouble you, society will trouble you, diseases will trouble you. Diseases. The body is a disease itself, complications. Then you will think of diseases only. You can't concentrate. Mind is concentrated on the particular disease that you are having. And mental ailments, physical troubles, and then some trouble from outside, relationships, so many things. So you have to do it in prime youth, you see. Childhood is the best, and then youth is better. Old age, some old people have also come here, and they will be all right next time. One woman was here.
Yesterday there was a woman.
Yeah, there was a woman who said, very happy. So I said, I have to see that woman.
You know, after yesterday's satsang, the woman who came and saw you, she was a bit older than I am, and she seemed to have a wonderful visit with you up here. And I looked at her and I thought, I was very comforted, because I thought, I still have time.
Yeah, but you, why time? What fight? You get rid of time here, no? Why time? Why depend on time? Time is past. So when you go from here, you throw away the time in Lucknow itself. That's all. You don't need time.
You know, Papaji, this is not a planned question.
No, this happened. Actually, what I said, throw away your time means, there was one man, he was about 50 years. This man from LA. Anybody from LA? Los Angeles. Yes, he was, but anybody here, they know it. He came and he was not happy with his son because he was always here. So he didn't like, and he wanted to help him in industry he was having. He's quite a rich man, and he had brought hundreds of questions, and he came to fight with me why I have kidnapped his son. So they have taken 3 rooms in Clark's Hotel. And next morning he came to see me, and he was sitting quiet. I didn't know who this man, and his son introduced, he is my father. And we came last evening. We could not come in the night. We had rest, and he doesn't tell me. He has some questions, and he sat down in front of me in my house, and He said, you came to me last night, you sat by my bed in the Clark's Hotel, and you have replied all my questions. Here were the questions, and now I have nothing to ask. And about the time, he was having international time watch on his head, and he placed on this thing, I don't need time also now. And he stayed here for 20 days, and you know, American without watch, I have never seen. I've never seen. He had no watch, so he kept it. It was lying there. Americans, even while going to sleep, they have watch under the pillow. Go to bathroom with the watch, even the watch is there. Yeah. So careful, so punctual, even in the bathroom, you see. So while going, the watch was lying, I said, what about the time? Now you need time instead of asking people. He said, no, I am same regular, getting up, sleeping, without time. I have forgiven time. I don't need it. I said, no, you take my time now. I bound the watch on his wrist myself. You take away this watch. So you will know the beauty of no time, no mind. Who will look after you? When you take the responsibility of time, mind, and all these things, you have to share. And if you rely on the supreme power, it will take care of you very well.
Papa, a few more questions? Do you feel? You asked me no political questions, but you know there's a political question in here, and I'm going to ask it, and I hope you can answer it. Nearly all of us in this room, I would say, with very small exceptions, nearly all of us in this room, with only one or two exceptions, I'd say we're all very well-to-do people from free countries. Yeah. Visiting you in Lucknow is a privilege that all of us can afford. For many people, though, freedom still means relief from political oppression, from imprisonment, from torture. So this question is external bondage an impediment to internal freedom? And if it is, do you see a place for political activism in the world?
After?
Political activism. Political activism. Political activism is bondage, literal bondage, imprisonment, no human rights. A situation like that, first, is that an impediment to personal freedom?
No impediment. No impediment at all. Impediment is ego, created by ego. I have to do this, and I have not to do this. There is no impediment at all, because you are not the doer. You are not the doer. The Supreme Power is working through you, and it will guide you as the circumstances arise.
This question is still, I feel it still needs to be answered. I've spent some time, because of my own feelings and sense of responsibility, working for human rights and people in other countries like Burma or Tibet. who are under terrible oppression, who are being killed or hurt by people who are taking control of them. You say that the body itself is a disease, and that sometimes in old age the body exerts a tyranny that makes it very difficult to wake up. I would think that being in a political country where they would kill you just for coming to satsang, and there are such countries still, where if we were to get together in a group like this, they would just shoot you down with a machine gun, that such a thing must be an impediment to freedom. And there must be a need for people who will take action against the oppressors. You yourself did this in your 20s, if your biography is accurate. How do you view that kind of action?
Now the world is moving to disaster itself. To disaster itself, it shows the movement of this population where they are moving to destroy the human race itself. Yet the only way is now to try not the atom bombs, not the chemical weapons, and let us try now compassion and love towards not only human beings, towards all beings. Let us try this thing, and this is for the trial's sake. We are spreading the message of peace and love. We are starting here as a trial. I hope it will spread, and all those are here, they are ambassadors of all their countries. So surely they will tell to their parents and the society also. It will catch up. This fire will catch up, you will see one day. You are going, you will speak to your people, to your friends, and you will know what is happening. You will see. There will be tremendous change. I am very sure about it. Now the times are coming. We have to learn lesson from the previous destructions of the atomic experiments. Still, we have not forgotten Hiroshima. You see, in Japan still, those people are still suffering. We can't forget it. So we must learn lesson and spread the message of love, as during the time of Ashoka, there was all peace. There were no wars. And he sent his own daughter and son to Sri Lanka and to China and in the eastern countries, you see, how it was spread from one person sitting under the Bodhi tree, how this message of peace was spread throughout the world. I am very sure that this flame is very powerful and love is very powerful, and this conflagration cannot be stopped even with chemical weapons. You simply meditate, even in your own apartment, all alone, you will see the result. Keep quiet, send the message of peace. Let there be peace all over the world. Let all beings live happy in peace. And what about this? What about this wavelength? This has to work.
Let's pray that it does. Let's pray that it does. Let's hope that it does. Let's hope. Let's hope that
Not
it does.
hope, not. I don't believe in hope. Hope is future. Let us trust in supreme power. Even this, let us trust, let us thrust on supreme power. And it will look after very well, you see. It would change instantly. So you pray to supreme power, please help us to be in peace with all living beings. Please teach us, not to others. To others it's very easy to teach others. First let us learn ourselves. See. So don't help others as you are writing, asking a question. You first help yourself, teach yourself, learn yourself.
What have you learned? What have you learned from your years as a teacher? What have you learned from your years as a teacher?
I'm not a teacher. Who told you I'm a teacher? Who told you? Who told you? I never told. Ask, so many people are here. I've never not a teacher. Teachers, teaching is always of the past. And the teacher is one who tells you, do this, do that. If you don't, you will go to hell. This is a teacher. I am neither a teacher nor a preacher.
Okay, I'll rephrase the question. What have you learned from sitting in this spot at satsang over the years?
Love. Only love. Only love. I love them. I love them and I love them.
Why them, Papa? Don't you love me too?
I don't include you in this because you are beloved. Therefore, I love them and you are my beloved. What does it mean? Yes. Because you are my beloved, you are seated next to me. You are seated next to me. Is it not?
Thank you, Papa.
Thank you for coming here. Thank you for coming here. Thank you. We are all on behalf of myself. I thank you. And on behalf of my children, I thank you again and again. I'm very happy for your questions. We are all benefited with these questions and with this satsang also. And this vibration and all what has happened, it is not confined only to this satsang bhavan. It is already transmitted all over the world, you will see.
Papa, you have a very broad wavelength. Any kind of dish can receive this signal. Any kind of dish, any size dish can receive your signal.
No dish and no signal. You don't need any signals. You need two to signal to. You need two to signal to, isn't it?
The transmitter and the receiver.
Yes, yes.
When will I learn?
Now.
You are answering my question, no? You asked me so many questions and I asked you only one question. And here is the answer. Here is the signal without signaling. Isn't it? Beautiful. What is this? At least you can tell me now. Interview is over. Now you can at least tell me. What is this? What is this? What is this? We find what is happening inside. What is this enjoyment? Now you see all cells are enjoying. Do you see now? Enjoying nectar. Very take these questions with me. You want to take
you have a
this
copy? You answered them all. You answered them all. I thought there were some pretty tricky questions. They all have exactly the same answer.
Who can sing a song before we leave? Huh? Who will sing something? And that fixation. That boy from Amsterdam is here? Amsterdam is not here, something. Wait, you stay there before him, somebody else will come. Wait, you pick up somebody else. With him, I want to sing. Who offers? Not many. What the other day one girl was singing, no, what is it? She was singing very good once. I don't remember.
How many roads must a man walk down before he knows he is free? The answer, my friend, is just right here now. The answer is just right here now. How many deaths must a man die before he knows he is free? The answer, my friend, is just right now and here. The answer is just right now and here.
Okay, you play the flute then. Flute only. It's nice, and then Pratima will sing. Pratima.
Yes.
This boy will look, I will call him. This boy behind the woman, Indian woman. She's behind the Indian woman. That boy is fully.
Oh, yes.
Yes. She's from Bali.
Bali, that's right.
Yeah.
This overwhelming freedom, your gift of love and grace, Papaji, your all-consuming love creates this space. Such deep silence within me. eternally joyful just to be.
Yes, sir. Come, yes, yes.
My voice hasn't improved, but name and form are but an ocean, waves belong unto the ocean, freedom is the reality beyond duality. Life's a dream, there is no space or time, I have no past, nor is the body-mind dancing through all eternity at one with Papaji. Master, oh my beloved Master, you have given the answer that who I really am is who I've always been. Master, you are joy and love and light, pure consciousness, your bliss and your delight, oneness has always been the goal. I love you heart and soul.